Today we're going to add a charInfo that will be information for adding our characters to our character select screen. We'll start by opening the server-side DOM. We will make a new class called BOutfit. It will be archetype data, and this will be used for the outfit and the skeleton. First thing we'll do is copy to the client side so we have a base class there. Next we will add our fields. We're going to add character specification. These are fields that are already created on the server side. Our FaceGen spec, FaceGen spec body, FaceGen spec HJ head, geometry list, skeleton blend collection, and texture list. Next we'll go to the fields and we will look for FaceGen. Here we're going to copy three fields: the FaceGen spec, the body, and the HJ head to the client side. Next we will create another class. This will be charInfo. It will be type data, and it is the info of the character stored on the account. We will add a parent class to it, BOutfit data. The data part that's coming in, we'll look it up, BOutfit. We'll just add that class. Next we will create a field. This will be called charInfo pointer, and this is our pointer for that character info. Here we will create, it will be a variable type lookup list indexed by string of class charInfo. And what this will do is allow us to use the string as a character name, and it will look into our charInfo list. Then we will copy this to our client side, so our client has it also, and we will add it. We will add it to a class ePlayerAccount, and that will have our field, the charInfo pointer, on the account so that it can see all of our characters in the account. Okay, then we can close the server side and we will open up the client side DOM. Okay, using the copy from the server, we should have our BOutfit class, and we're going to add those same fields to the client side: character specification, the FaceGen specs, the geometry list, skeleton and blend collection, and our texture list. Next we're going to go to class charInfo, and we will add a parent BOutfit similar to the server side. In our fields, we'll have the charInfo pointer, which was copied, and we will add this to the class. Our character selection window, so that the window will have a copy of the current information there. Adding the charInfo pointer, and we'll have all the information right there in the select window for each character. Next we will go to char selection name. And here we're going to click Open Script. We're going to add some methods to it. These same methods can be found in another script under the button class. We can copy paste the mouse enter and mouse leave methods to this class. It will then change a few pieces to make it work. We'll put in B character selection name as our class here and here. Next we will change this part from text to name in these two locations. Then we compile and submit this script. Okay, then we can close the editor down. And in our scripts, we will then go to the server script, looking for ePlayer account. We will add two functions. We're going to add untrusted function, save character data. I will have an account as an ID found by system remote client. Then we will call save charInfo data using that account number. Next we will have the function save charInfo data, and these will save the values for the client side. We'll have that account number coming in. We'll set up our account as a node ref using that account. Then the character as a node ref using the account getMyChar. VC will be the node ref for character appearance using char getMyVisibleCharacter. Then we will start with our info, and this is the lookup list indexed by string of class charInfo. This will then be found on the account charInfo pointer. First we'll check our account char list with not equal 0. So if the character saved on the list is 0, it will run through this, and names in the list of saved info. So if the value is in the info, it will remove the value. It'll clear out old names from this list. This is usually just for the first time in, being that the char list is set to 0, or when the last character is deleted. Now here is saved data for each character. So we'll set up our charInfo as a class charInfo, and we will call the values in that charInfo class character spec, face gens, geometry, skeleton blend, and the texture list, and these will be found using VC, our visual character appearance. So the character specification, face gens, geometry, skeleton, and texture will all be moved into those values, and then we can save our actual info. The account charInfo pointer using the character name is equal to our charInfo class that we just created. Then we can compile and submit this script. Okay, we can close these out. And we'll open up our client B exit window. Here, we're going to add a call to the server that when we exit, we're going to call a server-side player account class methods, save the character data. That will be located whether we log the character out or exit the game. That will save the character, so it will get the current representation of that character and save it for us. Then we can compile and submit this script and close it. Next we'll open up our client-side character selection window, and here we're going to add a few things and change a few things. First we'll add our start chat, and this is going to be added into open. We're not going to add a few of these other things just yet. We're going to add them in the next section tutorial. So we'll add start chat, and what this does is a simple function. It allows you to start printing messages down here in the console window while in the select screen area. In the base client will be a base node, and we will set chat buffering to false so that it can start. And we will show text messages. This is an external function, and we set it to true. We will also create a remote function that will get data from the server for the character. The remote function receive charInfo data, and it uses our info as a lookup list indexed by string of class charInfo. Here we're going to get the window getSelection class from our function down here, and we're going to say when charInfo pointer equals that info. It's going to save the data on the GUI for now. Next, we're going to modify the populate names list. Here, we're going to add char underneath inside the loop for each name and names. If name does not equal blank, then we're going to say char name will equal select in quotes plus the name that's coming in, the current name from the list here. We're also going to move this part. If client area children length equals 1, char selected equals true. This is going to be after our loop, so we're going to set it down here from inside our loop. We can then compile and submit this script. Next, we're going to create our background here. In order to do that, you need to have a character move into the select area. So we're going to open our list, the area organization. I'm going to look for the hero engine as going to be our character selection that we're going to move into. But in order to move into the edit instance, you're going to need a character. So what we need to do is take our character and log in. This part right here will be hidden once we create our tooltip display messages in between the area transfers. So here we log in, and now we can go to the select area. We right click on that, and we will go to the edit instance. That's so that we can modify our data. Notice now this is select character edit area. Here we have our GUI window and our characters, and we're going to watch the chat screen. So we'll right click in here and clear this out. We're going to look for specific words, text down there. It's a message that will come up and say your work has been saved. First, we're going to open the editor up here, and we're going to go to area. We will then click room tabs, make sure it's set to default, and we will go down to automatic room selection. Next, we will create a height map. It's going to be a single height map, and that will put in our map back here. We will then go to the editor and open the terrain editor. Under the texture painting, we're going to click on the first black box and click add. We will then go to this part here, the first box, and we will click change. It will open this editor up for us. We will then look for world, segment, demo land, resources, terrain maps, and generic. We look for our dirt mod and we can pull up either one of these. Right now we'll just change it to this so it'll show you pop it in. That appears in here now as our new texture. Next we're going to open an area, environment. Okay, on our schemes tab we're going to click the area, make sure that's selected. Then we'll come down to our sky dome box. We'll open the library. In the clean engine, we'll click one of these sky pictures. There's a couple of different ones here. We're going to select this one and then we're going to add it to our scene. You can notice here's one that's been, character area selection's been written. That's what we're going to look for before we close out of this area. Okay, next we go to the atmosphere tab. And here we're going to set the distances for the fog. The distance from the camera will be 1. If we set 0, it'll get a little foggy in here. And the distance between min dense and max dense will be, we'll start with 10. If we didn't have any, it would be very foggy. So we're going to set a 10 in there. And the starting distance from our camera will be 1. That's so we get a nice clear picture here. Next we'll go to the light tab and we're going to set our color light intensity to 0.5. If we didn't have one, it would be pretty dark. So we're going to set that value in. Okay, another feature we might want to check is our light direction. If we set these at 0, it gets dark in the foreground. If we set them at 180, that means the light's coming from the other direction, and we can see the faces on our characters. And there's our save. So now we can log to another area knowing that this one is good. Now we can exit our engine and everything must be good when we come in. Okay, logging back into our engine. We'll go to that world, tutorials. We can close out some of the other areas. And you notice the background is in here that we changed it to, where characters are there. Of course, the characters won't be in yours until we get to the next tutorial. And that part will set it up so that when you select the character, it will show you which one you selected.